and welcome back to High Vibe Heels. Today we're chatting all about posture and posing when it comes to burlesque. Now, these are essential because as we talked about in the last video, when it comes to big showgirl energy, our posture, the way that we carry ourselves, is so essential to being a showgirl or burlesque performer, and the way that we pose, right? Like if you watch old burlesque videos, which I am going to be including some of my favorites in the High Vibe Heels portal in the resources tab. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite performers and icons and YouTube videos and all the things. But you will see that burlesque performers, showgirls, master the art of posture and posing and walking and strutting and all these seemingly simple things, but they do it so well that you cannot take your eyes off of them. And that is what I want us to embody for this class. So first of all, let's talk about our posture. Now, I am wearing heels, which to me helps elevate me in general when it comes to my posture. But of course, you can do this barefoot always and add a heel later on when you feel more comfortable. So first, let's talk about our posture. So when it comes to posture in burlesque, typically, I stand like this. This is how I stand. I'm a little bit rounded, and I am a little bit more arched in the spine than that. So usually I have like a natural curve in my spine, but my upper body is a little bit more rounded. In burlesque, we really want to open up the chest, really feel expansive, right? So I am going to be rolling my shoulders back, bringing my chest forward, and that is going to, just naturally by rolling the shoulders back, it's going to bring my chest forward. I'm not like pressing it forward. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just naturally giving it a little bit of a lift. And in turn, that gives my booty a nice little tooch out. And it's going to give me this sexy posture. Now, as you can see, I'm already bending in my front knee. In burlesque, we typically don't ever stand just like this. We usually have a bend to one side or the other, and I'm putting all of my weight in one hip or the other. Now, that comes with a very classic pose that we do all the time, which is a bevel. We move through our bevel in our walks, and sometimes we just start our routines in a bevel. And what a bevel is, my heels are together, my toes are apart, and I have one knee crossed in front of the other. Just like that. Yes, so good. I have my posture, I'm really open, I'm really lifted. Typically my chin is either tilted slightly like up a little bit or a little bit more down, depending if I'm going to be sultry or not. And we're going to talk about that in an entire video when it comes to facials, but typically I have my chin at a pretty, even height. My shoulders are rolled back and I've got my bevel ready to go. One knee is bent and crossed in front of the other. The hips are really important here. I'm sinking into one hip, and I'm creating this nice little shape in my body. So if I start standing like this, maybe I start with, let's go arm up, or hands on the hips, or I'm looking to the side or something, this pose in itself is really sexy. Now, if you want to get a little bit more classic with your showgirl stance, we're going to be turning out the back foot, and we're going to be crossing the front foot in front just a little bit, and just crossing just a little bit. And I am up on my toe. I hope you can see my feet, but I'm up on my toe, and I'm really like turned out and sitting into this back hip. Yeah, so this is our classic showgirl stance. You will see this pose on so many like magazine covers or books or any type of classic showgirl poster. They are holding this pose. Now, other than our bevel and our classic showgirl stance, we also have a little bit more of like a modern type of pose, which is going to be my legs are apart and I'm sinking into one hip or the other. You'll see me doing this a lot in my classes. I love a big wide stance. I love to take up as much space as possible in my burlesque dancing, and that's just part of my energy, that's part of my character. But with this pose, I'm really sinking into the hip, I'm turning the hip out, boom, boom, and my heels are really drawing together. So I can do so many different things with the arms here, but for now I'm just showing you the lower body. So this is a little bit more of a modern stance, but it's wide, it's taking up space. There are so many things you can do with the arms, which we're gonna get into in a second. But the last kind of pose positioning that I wanna give you guys is a bent bevel. So this is a very, I would also say classic showgirl, because if you see, like classic showgirls, they're very down. Like even Marilyn Monroe, she's like down, right? She's bent into the knees. We use a lot of bent knees in burlesque, so this bent bevel, if you will, is similar to a bevel, but there's a little bit more that you can do. A little more with the arms, the upper body that you can work from to really get that like classic pinup girl look. So I'm really bent into the knees. I'm really crossing one knee in front of the other, and I'm sinking into the opposite hip. Boom, boom. Yes, which we'll go over the arms in a second, but that's the leg positioning. So we have bevel, we have classic showgirl legs, we have our wide stance, our really masculine stance here, and then we have our bent bevel, okay? So that's the leg, the base. Now let's add some arms. And these are obviously things that you can do in your burlesque choreography, in your performances. These are great ways to start, to have little like moments that like hit a beat in the music in your choreography. Or if you're like me and you are turning dance into a business, or you want to have some like photos made of you showing off your showgirl energy, then these are great poses to do in front of the camera that will really capture that showgirl energy, that performance energy of a burlesque dancer, okay? So let's try some poses in just our classic bevel position. So maybe you have one hand up on the hip and you have the other hand down. Yes, this is just a very classic pose. I always have some sort of energy through my fingertips, which we'll talk about in another video as well. But I'm not just like letting the hand just like dangle. I'm really intentional with where I put the hand. So maybe we're just in this classic position here. Maybe we have one arm up and I'm really sinking into my bevel here. Boom. Yes. Or maybe we have the hands, ooh, like concaving forward. Yes, in our bevel. Good. Those are just some fun ways to play with your bevel. So we have here, boom. We have here, boom. We have here, ooh, yes. So some ways that you can play. Utilizing a mirror when it comes to posing is going to be your best friend. Utilizing taking some photos of yourself on your phone, setting the self timer. Those are all different ways that you're going to be able to play with these different poses, okay? So then we have our classic showgirl stance. So we have our back leg turned out, front leg crossing in front, and you can do some similar things with the arms. So you can have one arm up, just like this. Yes, classic showgirl. You can have the hands on the hips, really playing with the angles of the arms. Yes, you can have one arm down, boom, nice. You can have the arms out. This is probably one of my favorite showgirl poses, is with the feet in this position, and I'm here, my arms are out, and this is just giving very like classic showgirl dancer. Yes, I love it so. Feeling the energy of the crowd. That's kind of what we want to do in that position. Then we have our wide showgirl stance. So with the arms in this position, you can really put your weight to one side or the other. That's kind of where we want to move from in this position. So hip to hip. You can have your hands on your hips, like concaved a little bit, like, ooh, yes. Good. Maybe we have both arms up and we're like clasping the palms together. Maybe we've got the hands in the head, in the hair, not the head, hands in the hair. Yes. Maybe we're leaning forward and we're kind of accentuating the chest a little bit, so we go forward. Yes, maybe we peek over one shoulder or the other. Cheeky. Yes, maybe we're leaning forward like this. Yes, maybe we just have one hand on the hip, one hand up, just like we did in the showgirl pose. Both hands out. Ooh, this is big. This is taking up a lot of space, which we love. Yes. And then for our last pose, we have our bent bevel. So again, we are really concaved in this position. Maybe your hands are on your knee. And we're leaning forward, chin tilted up. Maybe we have our chest here and we're tilted forward, chin a little bit up, or maybe even a little bit down. Yes. Maybe we have one hand on the hip, one hand kind of pressing out. Good. Maybe we have both hands down. Yes. Maybe we have both hands on the hips. Good. So it's really like leaning forward, showing off the goods. We're hiding the goods, yeah? All right, my loves, before I let you go, I do want to practice some of those showgirl poses with you. This is something that you can do in your own time, getting comfortable with changing from different poses and positions, just like you would in front of a camera or in front of an audience, okay? So I'm going to do something. I'm going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, pose, and we're going to hold it, and we're going to move on to different pose. Sounds good? Okay, so here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, and pose. Big hands. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to switch the feet and pose. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, and pose. 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 Yes, so good, my loves. Give yourself a hand. You're gonna look amazing in front of the camera, making all those gorgeous shapes with your body. And thank you so much for joining me for this class. I hope you loved it. I will see you in the next one. Mwah.